Hello and welcome back to AKER Gaming Plays playthrough. We're playing some Pillars of Eternity. I'm really excited about this game. This is our mage. I kind of remade him a little bit.
Yeah.
Just because I wanted him to have a little bit more might and I wanted him to be really smart. And so that's what we did. And so we don't have any zeros or any negatives except for his perception. So he's just going to be a little bit slow, which is fine because he's kind of wrapped up in his own head, right? I love all this stuff. Deadfire Archipelago Explorer, so good. The will defense opposes attacks that are mentally based. Example, a spell that mentally paralyzes the target. It is defined by a character's class level, intellect, and resolve, but may also be influenced by other effects. And if you missed the character creation, feel free to go back. It's not that exciting, and it's really, really long. I love when they do things like this, like have him smoking a pipe or something. Even though it's the same motion over and over again, but it's a motion that makes sense.
Anyone need supplies? I've got some.
You see a man wearing simple, but mostly neat clothes. He's transfixed, however, by a ragged tear in the seam of his tunic. What? Anyways. Most people you encounter in the world are neutral or friendly. You can interact with them by clicking on their selection circle. Many characters will simply greet you and go on their way, but others will have larger conversations to explore. The merchant... Oh, well, it's gone.
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road.
He shakes his head and laughs when he notices you. He scratches one cheek with his knuckles. It's covered with uneven stubble, as if he hasn't quite gotten used to shaving on the road.
Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look. I'm a trader, originally from the AKER Empire, but I've been trying to establish new business out here. Life on the road has brought some unexpected challenges, to be sure. And I'm sure you've noticed how prickly the locals can be. But we're here to make the most of things, right?
You now have one rank in the disposition reputation. These reputations represent how people perceive your personality throughout the world. Even seemingly nasty reputations will be favored by some people, and benign reputations often bring out the worst in certain people. No disposition is inherently good or bad in Pillars of Eternity, but if your main character is a priest or paladin, then you must be careful not to misalign their dispositions with what is favored by their deity and order, respectively. For the main character only, their dispositions will modify the effects of holy radiance for priests and faith and conviction for paladins. Well, that's cool.
Something else you need? Looks like we're settled for the night. It's not as big as it used to be, but it's still big. The mainland is a continent northwest of here, but the colonies used to include Raed-Ceres and the Deerwood. About 150 years ago, Deerwood won its independence from the Empire. A fact our companions are quick to remind me of.
He gives you a lopsided grin and nods at the other scattered caravanners.
Because it seemed friendlier than Raed-Ceres?
He laughs.
My brothers took over the family mercantile business a few years ago, and there wasn't enough for me to do back home. I moved out to try and expand.
He shrugs. Drywood is a former AKER colony, so it seemed like a good place to start. And as much as I admire the Red Courians' work ethic, they've always struck me as a little fanatical. Sounds reasonable enough. Out here, I'm just taking it one day at a time. Let's see what you got. Stores allow you to buy stuff. Merchants buy items for you to greatly reduce price. If you sell something, you may see it appear in the store's inventory at much higher cost. Stores periodically refresh their inventories. Ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. This is all ridiculously expensive, isn't it? All right. Caravan life doesn't agree with you, does it? You look as raw as that merchant Heodan. big horses. Orleans Cradle was added to the stash. Fallen tree doesn't budge. Sap oozes from the jagged wound in its trunk.
Not looking forward to trying to lift that thing tomorrow.
Exploration is key in Pillars of Eternity. As you make your way through the Eastern Reach, open the area map to see what parts of the map you've already been to and what's left to explore.
I'll have your water soon enough. Stream's not going anywhere.
Roger that. Thanks, buddy. What was the thing we're looking for? Spring berries. Path winds through a narrow canyon back the way you came.
We shouldn't stray too far.
Okay. Grooves in the road mark the passage of hundreds of caravans. Can we go up here? No. I need to up my scroll speed. It's so slow.
Let's check by those outcroppings.
Ooh, heck yeah. Okay.
What you need?
What we got? Knock down, 2 per encounter. Torch, just some fists.
Huh?
Alright. What do we got here? 2 per encounter. So I have 2 of those per encounter too. And then a wand. Let's do this just to see what it looks like. Oh, that's cool. It shows the arrows. Sometimes a weapon or spell simply isn't well suited to penetrate an enemy's damage reduction. When the attack hits, the DR will wipe out all but a small percentage of the incoming damage. You'll hear your character complain about it when it happens. Take heed, note the damage type that's being blocked, and switch to a weapon type that doesn't... Sorry, zoned out. Switch to a weapon type or spell that does a different type of damage. Oh, you select to lose endurance and health. The portrait will begin to fill with a red overlay. Okay, she started to take damage. That's why it's saying that. Endurance can do potions and spells, but health can only be restored by red. Oh, interesting. Oh my gosh. I am so excited for this. So Slash is doing pretty good. What's this go in as? That's just raw damage. Let's do it right there. What were you doing? Wolfhide.
Huh?
This is it.
As you receive quests, your journal will update with relevant information. If you ever get stuck, open it to review your notes. Odema says you've had some interesting travels. Oh, because I'm an explorer. Do you want to be a mariner and do the frontier? Yeah, how's it happened you come here? It's a harsh place to live. I was surrounded by death out there. It was too quiet a life. So for something more, raiders destroyed my home, took everything from me. That's a damn old run of luck. Maybe the new setting will turn things around for you. Kaliska breathes in her surroundings. It's been a long time since I've been out this way, but I always did like it. Lord Redrick's offer makes a girl think. I'll give him that. You here to settle, like the rest of the lot? I didn't give it much thought. No harm in that. Might as well see the place first. So you must have some other plan in mind for coming this way. I was hoping to meet someone and fall in love. Probably the same things I did before. Just looking for adventure. Really get into trouble. I expect. Gonna find some new friends. That may not be a bad idea. Surviving out here sometimes is less about what you know and more about who. Anyway, I'm wasting time here. Odema, give me the earful. Let's be on our way. Why are you here? Kaliska sighs unevenly. Her eyes search the ground at her feet. My sister moved it here some time back. She sent me a letter. She seemed worried, but that's how she always is. This time, though, she asked me to come out, and that's what's got me a little worried. I haven't seen her in ages. Been doing guide work in Ixmitil, but I'd do anything for her. She's a much better woman than me, so I'm here, and we'll see. Odema, I've worked with before. He usually doesn't drive a route this way, but he's doing it for me. Tell about yourself. I've got simple needs. I like open skies and far horizons. I find work that lets me live that way. My family wanders too. We started in Drywood, but my parents ended up ended up in the living lands. I've got a brother in Ratua and another in Ader. My sister in the Gilded Vale. She's the only real homebody. Can you tell me about the Drywood? Not much for history, but what I know, it used to be part of the Ader Empire. It broke off after the war started some years back. The locals here are feisty, and that's how they like it. I've been out of touch, but I've been hearing weird kinds of things about it lately. People having trouble giving birth, I guess. A lot of them. Been going on for years now, but somehow it's getting worse. With an uneasy tremor in her voice, she adds, I'll have to ask my sister more about it. Alright, let's get back to camp. You know, I want to hold my breath that Sparlift's getting you water anytime soon. He does what he likes and what he feels like. We should check up on it first. Slap him around a little bit. Stream's just down the way. Come on, let's get your water. Yeah, so I was reading about it. So I don't get experience through fighting. I gain it through, wasn't he right there? Maybe he's down here. I gain it through getting quests done and things like that, so it's not per encounter. Great, he's gone. I like these ruins a lot. I also like the ability to be able to do that, completely zoom out and then zoom back in pretty far for whenever you're doing things that aren't. So when you're in a dungeon and stuff and you want to see things a little closer up. Where are we at? A deer. Oh. Travelers maybe are looters or bandits. Bad sign. Anyway, you figure it. The corpse is cold to the touch. Yeah, I want to read the whole thing. The corpse is cold to the touch, and a ripe smell wafts from it in putrid waves. A dark, crusted blood stain besmirches its sibyl linen clothing. Alright. And they were also saying things. So yes, so recovery speed 30 versus 20. What's she got? 35. Oh, that's not that much better, is it? It is a bit more damage reduction. I mean, the idea is that I hopefully won't be getting into... Oh, and there's a crafting system. Ugh. I'm going to get into this game, that is for shizzle. Oh, yeah, you can do that. You can do the left click and drag, so that way you can have your characters facing where they need to be. Are we crossing here? I guess we already did kind of look throughout here. We could go run over here real quick. No, that's just going to lead us right to there. So let's go over. Let's cross the bridge. See if we can find Spaten. There's water right there. Can I just drink it?
What a surprise. Sparful went hunting. At least you left the water skin.
You crouch at the riverbank and dip your water skin into the cool water while Kaliska waits nearby, keeping watch. As you rise, you notice her look sharply towards the tree line. Out of the tree... Oh my god, this is awesome. This is amazing. Out of the trees emerges Sparfell, one of the guides. Barely discernible in the dim moonlight, he no longer carries his bow, and there is strangeness to his gait, a spastic wobble in his ordinarily deft strides as he moves towards you with labored breath.
Sparfell? Are you alright?
This is amazing. Sparfell's toe catches on a rock, and he collapses forward in the heat, the feathered shaft of an arrow planted between his shoulders like an enemy flag. Oh yes, big fight.
Ambush!
Okay.
Hmm?
You get on this guy. You... Oh no, I only have one left, so it's not per... Oh, because it's not per encounter, it's per rest. Dang it. Oh, run. Run away, you fool. What are you doing? You scored a crit. A crit is a better result than a hit. That makes sense, right? So you're more likely to occur when the attack's accuracy is higher than the target's defense. Attacks that do damage will do more damage on crit. Attacks that inflict status effects will have more, blah, 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 blah. Grazes are worse than hits and suffer decreased damage. Okay. Oh, yeah! I just have a basic range attack, I have a wand. That's awesome.
Come on, we have to get back to camp.
Have to and... Okay. Bow and hide armor. Nice. Got me some monies. Footprints on the campfire are distinct and may have been around here for days or longer. Heck yeah, we're gonna take some beer. And I should just be able to click back here. Oh no, I don't like when you can see through the fog like that. Okay. Oh, how exciting. One of your characters has become fatigued. Fatigue represents the physical and psychological wear and tear of demanding activity on the character. It builds up over time as characters travel and explore, especially when they engage in combat. Some scripted interactions will also result in fatigue if they are especially grueling. The athletic skill automatically shows the onset of fatigue from any source. Fatigue goes through multiple stages, initially inflicting minor penalties but growing in severity over time. Resting is the easiest way to remove the effects of fatigue, though some consumables can also lower a character's fatigue in total. So am I fatigued? I'm guessing I'm fatigued.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Good look up there. And see, my endurance is 26 out of 30 and my health is 64 out of 90. Okay, so your endurance... I need to read up on that a little bit more. I don't want to do that. I just want to look at my character menu. There we go. Endurance represents a character's short-term survivability. Damage that is not absorbed by a character's damage reduction goes straight to their endurance and health. Potions and healing magic, such as from a paladin, priest, or druid, can restore endurance in combat. When a character's endurance reaches 0, he or she will be knocked out. Okay, a knocked out character can be brought back in combat through use of a revive ability. Otherwise, the character will regain all of their endurance at the end of combat, assuming they're on the winning side. Health is long-term damage, only regained through rest and certain talents. Damage that is not absorbed by a character's damage reduction goes straight to their health and endurance. When a character's health reaches 0, they will either be maimed or killed, depending on game setting. A maimed character who is reduced to 0 health will always be killed. Oh, regardless of the settings. Unlike endurance, a character's health does not get restored after combat, but characters have much larger health values than endurance values. Okay, that's interesting. That's good to know. Okay. I didn't look at fatigue. Okay, so we are going to switch out this, I think. I bet we can't do it during combat. Okay, bring it on back. Bring it on back. Yeah, we're going to stick with the recovery speed being a little bit lower. Well, I would like to take a nap, but I feel like we really should push forward. Glen Fasten Leader. All around you lie the massacred remains of the other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts. splayed and bug-eyed, filthy on the blood-damp earth. Kaliska puts the back of her left hand to her mouth as if to ward off the horror like a poisonous vapor. A handful of dark figures stand above the fallen, treading on limbs and backs and heads, jerking their axes from bodies as if from half-split logs as they prepare to add you to the sprawling pile beneath them. One of them, towering and severe, with a thick beard tasseled with knots, holds a wet blade on the neck of the man you recognize as Heoden, the last of your caravan left standing. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life. For a fight you will lose. Why have you done this? Ooh, I like this one. Lore 1. The ruins have not been sullied by your hands, men of Air Glanfath. Your words carry no weight. When I have seen the truth with my own eyes, blood must be paid for this intrusion. So I say again, lay down your arms. Oh, I don't have any of that. Only a few fool attacks a weak enemy, while stronger one yet lives. Intellect, judging by the string of animal teeth around your neck. I'm guessing you are worshippers of Galwain. If Galwain told you to stop protecting the ruins, would you? The man frowns and motions as if to swing his axe. Hayden winces, but the blow never comes, and says the man cocks his head, intrigued. Of course, but he would not. It is by the command of the gods that we accept this charge. How do you know? Because it's consistent with their beliefs, or because it's what you were told? The man glares. It has always been known by my people. I see. And what if Galwain's edict that weakness and age must be purged by youth and strength? You think Galwain would want some moldy, crumbling stones to survive long after their builders have turned to dust? The man's nostrils flare as he fumes. He would not. He told us otherwise. I'm sure he did, just not to you personally. But why should that stop you from killing innocents? Distracted, the man's grip falters on his axe handle. He nearly fumbles it, affording Hayden a moment he needs to dodge out of his swing, which comes too late. Howling with rage, the man charges you instead. Alright. Get in there.
How can I help?
What are you? You're a rogue of some type? Many spells and abilities in Pillars of Eternity have a limited number of uses. An ability that can be used a number of times per encounter will have all of its uses restored when combat ends. Abilities that can be used a number of times per rest can only be restored when you rest in an inn or use camping supplies. Okay. You need to get out of there. Get out of there. Okay. You can cast that right there. Oh, well, you'll get one guy. Just keep running. He's almost dead.
Yeah.
What you
And
need?
use any of her stuff.
How can I help?
Can you switch targets? Why are you not attacking, you fool? Glaffin leader. Your enemy lies supine on the ground, unable to rise. His companions now silent among the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing, fitful gasps. He looks not at you, but the sky above you. Forgive us. Barely audible beneath his choked sighs, a whisper of wind stirs the air. At this, the man's eyes roll back as he closes them. Good, good. The gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile, upending pots and rattling tents like an angry spirit. You can feel it begin to seep beneath your skin like a jetty beginning to succumb to the surge of a great wave. And where it pierces you, you feel as though it is rending you apart from within. Caravan Master Odema, seated against a wagon wheel amidst the howling maelstrom, slashed across the chest and bow, Odema's body stirs, and with a great effort he raises his sagging head. His eyes barely open, he looks directly at you.
Get inside! Run!
Strain against a gale that threatens to pull you off your feet with every step. You set your hands in the worn folds of the weathered rock and set about pulling yourself up the precipice. With a last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing yourself up onto the ledge. Heodin trails behind, slowed by injury and delayed by earlier hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers who has been feigning death lunges for Heodin and topples him to the rocky ground. Restrained, Heodin lashes out against the fatigued assailant, but struggles to break his hold. They are close to you. From your position, you would have a good chance of hitting your mark. Let's see it. Your aim is true, and the hit jars Heodin loose. Lurching to his feet, Heodin clambers up the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free. But diving out onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it. Securing his other hand, you pull with waning strength, and it feels as though your arms will be jerked from their sockets. They hold just long enough for Heodin to set his feet and join you on the trembling ledge. There is a deep resonance to the swelling wind now. You feel it in the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, losing connections, unsettling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight.
Was that?
A Bewick. Had to be.
Then we're lucky to be alive.
And we're the only ones.
We can't stay here. There could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't want to get further inside. Lower level of ruins blocked off by fallen rubble.
Sure.
Oh, we don't have any camp.
Keeping quiet.
That's pretty cool.
That should be far enough. But what now?
We look for another way out. Storm has to die sometime.
What happened out there? Callista shakes her head. Windstorm. Of a kind they only get in Air Glenfath. Not too many people live through them, so it's hard to know what's true. The Glenfath worth is Biowac. To them, it's the gods' way of reaping the souls of the land that they couldn't find their own way out. But they'll take a living soul as soon as a dead one. Still got yours? Who attacked us? Glenfathians. Those be the hut dwellers Odema warned you about. Look to the Fanes of Galwain, who were the twitchiest of the lot. They go ruin to ruin looking for fights with colonists. Poor Odema, I think he half expected this once we lost the main road. The Glenfaths said we'd trespass. I don't believe that. Odema would never allow, but as much as the Fangs are hotheads, Glafans don't attack without being provoked. Either they saw something or got the wrong idea, or she glances down the passage beyond, or there's looters in here with us. That's not something we need right now. What about everyone else in the caravan? Kaliska's lips press together and her chin rumples. Her voice is faint. The wheels got a hold of them now. She looks up. Gods grant them better luck in their next lives. You don't seem too upset by all this. Kaliska looks you in the eyes, a volatile current running beneath her voice. Maybe you just don't know me enough to know what upset looks like. And maybe I've seen worse too. Seen worse and kept on walking. Because there's nothing else to be done. And because there's other people you care about who still need you. Let's get going. She's not very happy with me right now. We're going to zoom in a little bit so we can kind of see a little closer. A trembling, sickly creature emerges from the dark, clenching a spear. Knobbly elbows and thin ribs show beneath its scaly flesh, but you recognize it as a Zax rip. It watches you cautiously, breathing in ragged sighs. Raise your arms and stand still. The creature crosses its head and approaches you, a soft clicking sound emanating from the back of its throat. The creature sniffs around you and finds nothing of interest. It steps back and resumes its defensive posture. It's okay, I won't hurt you. The Xaphric recoils, fingers still wrapped tightly around its spear. The creature cocks its head and approaches you, a soft clicking sound emanating from the back of his throat. Find nothing of interest, steps back and resumes his defensive posture. Slowly back away. Oh, nope, okay. Didn't like that. Just wanted to give you a hug.
What you need?
Knock it down, and then you blind it. And you get out of there. And turn and attack.
Huh?
I feel kind of bad about that one.
Sure.
Oh, can he use a bow? There you go.
How can I help?
You can switch to a new weapon set by selecting the individual icon from an individual character bar.
Hmm?
Oh, I see.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm?
I don't want you to be at bow status
Sure.
right now. Ooh, a crossbow. Iguithian Relief Gem. Its brilliant blue gem has been sculpted to look like an eye. That's cool. Tattered Journal. This small folio is torn in several places and blood has soaked into several of the sheets. One latter entry is still legible, however. I can't believe my luck. A few rounds of dice and I've got my hands on a genuine Iguithian artifact. Fellow who had it said it was a pretty nothing as far as he's concerned, but he's not willing to go digging in some ruins. As far as he's concerned, he's not willing to go digging in some ruins. But if he's right about this gem leading to the hidden treasure, then it's worth sneaking past a few painted elves. I'll head to Cant Lilies this morning. Then it's just a matter of finding this relief he was talking about. Okay, so you put the eye into a relief.
Wait. Do you hear that?
Alright, roger that. Let's give you the crossbow as your other hand. That should be good.
Yeah.
What is that? Alright, let's see what happens. What did it do to us? Hatchet 10 to 15. Not a spacer battle axe.
That looks weak. Could be a shortcut.
A crack runs along this wall from floor to ceiling. A light gust of air passes through it. Push on the wall. Despite the damage, the stone looks heavy and solid. Sin Kaliska. Kaliska pushes with all her might and the crack begins to spread. Finally, the ancient masonry gives way. The wall crashes down, revealing a circular room ahead. Save and head back that way. Oh, balls.
Look at the tiles. What are those symbols?
The difference, it's cool looking.
Those symbols. Just like the tiles. Hmm? What you need? Hmm?
Yeah.
What you need?
Hmm? Take him down. Huh? Mm-hmm. How can I help?
Alright, yeah. I need you with your battle axe. This is a terrible idea. Get in there.
How can I help?
You keep with the bow.
Hmm. Right.
Ooh.
What's that muck on the wall?
Viscous and oily, this muck clings to anything it touches. Viscous, slick, and something dark and tar-like runs down this wall. The shapes bulge and the ooze suggest that something lies beneath it, but you can't tell what. Use your water skin to clear off the ooze. You rinse the ooze away, revealing an intricate relief of a man's face. The sunburnt surround it has chipped away in places, but the details of his head, from the tight curls of the hair to the ridges of his pointed ears, still showcase remarkable craftsmanship. One eye socket is empty. A gem fills the other. Place the gem in the eye socket. The chamber begins to rumble, stray rocks dancing across the floor. Finally, a large section of the wall gives way. Fucking ooze. Die. Kite.
Yeah.
Let me pick it up. Oops. Control. How do you do, everybody?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Alright, let's take a look at some of that stuff, right? Minor cloak of protection. Yes. He looks fabulous. Alright, so that's got us a cloak. Let's up that scroll speed. There we go. And let's go back down here. See what was it through those few doors. Even though I know that fighting doesn't do it, I do like to explore every bit of it. The eastern reach is full of dangerous places, full of lurking enemies and carefully concealed secrets. Enable scouting move to move stealthily and search for hidden objects like traps and secret doors.
Be quiet.
That's cool. I like that a lot.
Someone else has been here. We should move.
Or should we loot? Camping supplies. Hooray. Mace and... Oh, so that would have been good for when I was doing that part. You can use these to rest in dungeons and in the wilderness, fully restoring all your character's abilities and health. Easy difficulty allows you to carry more camping supplies, but hard restricts them severely. If you fully run out of camping supplies, try to find an inn. Most have cheap rooms available. I'm gonna head over here after we check these secrets that we just found out.
They'll never know I'm here.
Oh no! If I would have been the fire god, like I could have done that. Let's light it. Mirrors must be ancient, yet the colors are still bright and vivid. Alright, let's get over here. There should now be a path, is my guess. There is a path. Now let's do that shortcut first, and let's head across this stupid thing. Since she's going to be taking all the damage, she should definitely be the one with the cloak, I guess.
I could scout ahead.
Well, you could have scouted ahead. Instead, you didn't. And now look where we are.
See what's around the almost. They'll never know I'm here.
Oh, I see. I see. Scouting mode is used both for stealth and for fighting hidden objects like traps and secret containers. While scouting, your character selection circles will start to fill with yellow, and then when a character is starting to detect them. Once a circle fills yellow, the character is suspicious and will move to investigate while the circle fills red. If the circle becomes fully red, your character will be discovered. The character's ability to find hidden objects based on his or her mechanic skill. A higher mechanic skill allows a higher mechanic skill allows them to find objects at a greater distance. Okay. Interesting. I like that. Moving towards a character accelerates how quickly they will detect you. If you actually touch the selection circle of the character with your own, you will immediately be detected. Well, can I attack within this?
What you need?
Yeah. How can I help? How can I help? Huh?
Nice, we just backstabbed the crap out of that guy.
Sure. There's a draft coming through that wall. I don't hear any sign of that storm either.
Ooh. Blow them
What
up.
you need?
How can I help? Yeah. How can I help? Yeah.
Come on, that.
Sure. Huh?
What you need?
Let's have
How
you
can
go.
I help?
Nothing. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, big spider. Let's launch some missiles at it, shall we? You were to knock that one down. Yeah, whenever you're ready, just knock it down.
Take him
You
down.
take out the
What you
add-on.
need?
How can I help? Almost.
Spider. Spear spider leg. Spear spiders have long, tapering front limbs ending in sharp points, which they use to impale their prey. This leg is covered with small, backward-facing barbs. Gross. Bats as large as chickens are strung in the web. Ooh, we got a rapier. We got a helm. Helms come in many forms, from humble padded cap to fully enclosed steel helmets. Different cultures tend towards different styles of helmets, but outside of regimented army, the type of helmet an individual wears comes down often to personal preference. And we got some gems. Give him the rapier. Oh, It's a hunting bow. Let's look at this. Let's look at these things. Oh, these are slash versus pierce. Okay, that makes sense. Awesome. Okay. Alright, well, I made it out of there. Now we have to make it to that Lord's... Oh, here we go. Older robed man. 4 figures stand silhouetted before an otherworldly apparatus. An ancient structure of chiseled adra and metallic veins. Inscrutable and ominous and looming like a silent observer. Standing motionless in their midst is what appears to be a human body, colorless as stone or ash. The other figures gaze upon it in what might be contemplation. From your vantage point, you are well obscured from their view. The face of one of the figures is distantly visible, framed by long tendrils of oily gray hair, tinged dark at the ends, and thick beard that seem to obscure all trace of emotion. His faded robes are embroidered with a runic language unlike anything you have ever seen, and his head is crowned with a strange black headdress and 2 protrusions jutting out, one on either side, like the wings of some profane and malevolent creature.
Oathbinder, bear witness, and see this man has kept his word, true to his last breath, full to his blood's last drop. Guide his soul, queen that was, and regard it among your favored. Let his life by the key be his confession. Let his death by the key be his absolution. May he walk the world ever free of the crushing weight of the book. Your brother has done his part, and you have seen the power of his contribution. I will accept no further hesitation from the rest of you. In the sight of the queen that was, will you fulfill the oath? Will you take your place beside your brother in the endless esteem of her memory that is without flaw? Step forth and be assured of the great worth of your life's course.
Okay. Holy shit. Okay, that was creepy. For an instant, the apparatus goes quiet and the air is still. Then all at once it erupts with a concussive surge. Light floods your vision and you are knocked off the ground. Your head steps back as you land and pain wells into the back of your skull, washing your last thoughts away into the black unconscious void. You open your eyes to a different place. Another time. You stand in a circular room, grand and domed, its walls lined with adra and trimmed with copper. The style is ancient, but the chamber is unweathered. At the far end, a great pillar of adra pierces the floor from below like a ragged spike, its shimmering texture giving the illusion of boundless depth. Encircling the pillar is an apparatus much like the one you have just seen, but immense and multifaceted and intertwined. The work, perhaps, of a prodigious but fevered mind. Your thoughts are yours and not yours, and they seem to exist before you think them, and they are all questions. Pressing questions, troubling questions, questions that must be answered or... At the base of the pillar now, you see a man with thick gray beard in a ceremonial robe, his oily hair tucked beneath a black cowl and a strange ornamental headdress. You know this man. You are walking toward him now at a pace that is hurried while you are trying not to appear so. You have something you want to ask him, one question above all, and that question spins madly in your mind. What the fuck is happening? You awaken to find your malaise has broken, only to be replaced with something far more concerning. Faint whispers are audible at the edge of your hearing, like a ringing in your ears that does not subside. Movement flits through your periphery, but when you turn to look, you can see no sign of whatever it was. You find your gaze regularly darting this way and that, an involuntary paranoid tic. If this is a sickness, it may be dangerous to go without treatment for long. The figures at the machine stand frozen in place, flesh and blood replaced by cinders and ash. The man who led them there is nowhere to be seen. Hadwin and Kaliska lie bloody on the uneven cobbles, their bodies twisted unnaturally in death. You are alone, and far from help. Gilded Veil may be your best hope of receiving treatment before things get worse. What? the fuck? Click on the icon and their portrait to level them up. Level up. How do I level up? Oh, right there. Stealth, meh. Athletics. Adventuring is tiring work. Oh, you can gain combat. Okay, let's go through them. So stealth is stealth, athletics makes sense, lore is lore, knowing stuff, use of scrolls and whatnot, mechanics. That's traps, and survival is consumable stuff. So I think we're gonna do lore. Do some survival. I'm gonna do a couple in athletics just because I like to have the more fatigue to help me stay alive a little bit longer. But lore is going to be our main one. Lore and survival are going to be huge because we're going to know a ton about things and a ton about how to live. Spells. So we get to learn one new spell. Dun, dun, dun. Wizard's double. And we get to do talents. Arcane Veil produces a protective shield of dramatically boosting the wizard's deflection. Grimoire Slam allows the wizard to smash an enemy with the Grimoire energized with spiritual energy, causes large damage and knocking the target back, and Blast generates a blast on the target when using wand, rod, or scepter, doing a modest amount of damage to all enemies in this small area. Allows a amount of health of the user. Health of an ally. No, we're gonna do the Grimoire Slam. I like that. I think that's cool. Because that way we have a smash spell. After leveling a character up, you may want to review their statistics. Open the character sheet to check it out. What's up, baby? Alright. I could use level 2 scrolls. And then I have some athletic stuff. Awesome. Okay, I see.
Can't move now.
Well, so how did I put things in the thing? Is it in here? Can I just drag it all? There's got to be a faster way to just do all of this. Except for the cloak and mana. We'll keep the beer out just for good measure. Keep a torch in case we want to have a torchy-warchy out. These can all stay in there. I don't know what that is. So let's put the torch in there offhand. Alright. User 1 damage reduction for 300 seconds. While few foreigners have much kind to say about the beer in the drywood, where locals prefer to indulge in narcotics, beer is still a staple in every inn, home, and drunken feud. Alright, so I got whispers coming out of my head. What the fuck? You better believe we're gonna make so many fucking things. Can we loot these guys? They have nothing on them? Vessel flesh. Alright. Alright, so this is not a happy place. This was not exactly... The massive structure is formed of stone, adria, and copper, and covered with strange glyphs. The air around it vibrates with unusual energy. Alright, so we've learned that it'll just kill people. Oh, that's cool. So it has it on my... It has my thing on my belt. My torch. I think that looks cool then. Makes me look pretty badass. Unsafe, but badass. So I'm up here. I need to get here, so I have to go through here. Well, I mean, I guess.
Ready to sleep like the dead.
So how do we see where our where's the fatigue on it?
Huh?
I don't see it anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, he is complaining about it. Well, shut up about it, to be honest with you. Oh, we found more camping supplies in case we didn't find those camping supplies, so we can camp. Well, yeah, let's camp then. Do you want to... Yes, I want to camp here. Awesome. That was it? Alright. Looks time-wise, we are just about to end the night. I have no idea how long I've been playing for. This game is a lot of fun. I'm so excited. I'm going to play the shit out of this. So, we're going to save. Thank you very much for tuning in. Unless this is in the middle of one, and then I'll be right back. In Hootla. Oh, in the face.